Hey everybody, welcome to a special edition episode of Thinking Outside the Longbox. This is Shooting the Shit with Tim and Doyle. How you doing tonight, Doyle?
I'm good. I was just
Excellent.
out back shooting some shit.
Well, tonight's shit that we're shooting is No Heroine issue number 1 by Thinking Outside the Longbox alum, I guess now, for interviews, Frank Gogol with Source Point Press.
Yes.
What did you think about this book, Doyle? Because you were pretty excited to do a Shooting the Shit about this.
Yeah, because I, in general, it was before. I'll say it was before I read it, and that doesn't knock the book at all. But I was just hyped on the premise itself. Buffy the Vampire Slayer obviously is an iconic television show / movie that I've liked both of.
Completely.
So having like that kind of a vibe plus a kind of like dark, seedy underworld drug vibe mixed with like vampires and a Buffy-esque like heroine just sounded really cool to me. The name, although which doesn't really mean much, is very clever.
Yeah.
Obviously, because it's like no heroin, no drugs, no heroin. She's not really a hero. She's a
Heroine.
yeah,
Female hero.
In her own right, kind of a shitty character, even though she is on the men's.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was really excited to read the book. This is a book. I never really loved comics, reading them on like an e-reader, even though it's what I had to do. But
Yeah.
it still came across very crisp. The colors are well done. You know, it's I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it's like the best artwork in the world, but the artwork is still good, and the cover's amazing. I don't know
Yeah.
who the cover artist is, but the cover's legit.
Yeah. I think all 3 covers look really, really great. Actually, all 4 covers, because there's a Frank did a retailer relief special edition cover. I think he only did like 10 or 20 of them, but all the money raised from that was going to go to help brick and mortar stores survive the pandemic. And then there's another retailer that did a bunch of special editions. Their variants are kind of hard to come by because like they do cover swaps, I think. I'm not entirely sure.
Sure.
But that cover art looked really, really dope, and it's like she's like standing there. It's kind of like a stained glass image, but without stained glass. She's kind of standing there. She's got one hand up, like doing the rock out symbol with 2 syringes coming out of her hand, like Wolverine claws.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty badass looking art. It's very clever.
That sounds. I'll have to check those out. I didn't know there was a bunch of multiple covers for it.
Yeah, good luck finding any of them because according to Frank, they're all sold out.
Yeah, eBay one or something.
I mean,
It's a book I think I'm going to continue to read.
oh, for sure. Like I like the because I have a lot of friends that are ex-addicts, so like I know
Same
like
here.
how shitty that world can be.
Yeah.
And then like just imagining even one of those friends like secretively like have been hunting vampires that whole time, I would have been like, the addiction problem makes total sense. You'd need something to chase all that down every night. Holy shit.
Yeah, and it seems like, I mean, like, she's sober, obviously, in the comic.
Yeah, she's
I forget
recovering.
how many days sober she's been, but, like, it's not long.
Yeah.
But evidently she had done something shitty to her boyfriend during that process of getting sober, who was sober, and then goes back to doing drugs, it seems like because of her.
Yeah.
And he happens to get himself involved with, I mean, that's just a spoiler alert. Read the top. Spoilers. Gets himself, vampirized, and then she has to fix that problem. So far, she's kind of just undoing the shit that she caused.
I wouldn't say it's not a super spoiler. I mean, a ton of other shit happens in that comic that really ramps the story up for issue 2, I think.
I agree. One, I guess I'll give like critique, even though it's just probably a personal opinion. I think this could be a comic that has a lot more, was a lot wordier, if that made sense.
Yeah.
Like a lot more
There are some
monologue or a lot more
I get
conversation between her and what's going on. Because she's there for that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying because Alicia and I read it at the same time, and I was just doing the PDF preview on the computer, and I was just like slowly mouse wheeling down the whole time, and I didn't need to stop. It's a very quick read, but that could be editor choice. Maybe just one of the first issue to be like kind of poppy, snazzy, get to the point.
It could just be personal preference too. I feel like the character's interesting enough, and her situation is compelling enough that there's room for a lot more just scene painting or introspection. More complex thought, but. Again, it's not a deal breaker. It's a fun comic to read. It was quick. Like I said, the art's not like AAA level, but it's still good, and it's still the art definitely describes the story.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like a judging theme for me. It doesn't have to. There are comics that I really enjoy where the art, if you looked at it, you would have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
But I think a comic is really successful when you could just look at the art and follow the story.
Yeah. Do you think your opinion on the art would change if you had a physical book in your hand that maybe because it was on an e-reader, things were just so crisp or so bold that you kind of lose some of that in a physical copy sometimes?
That's definitely possible. Like I said, I don't really love comics on e-readers, and that's one of the reasons. Sometimes they don't just look quite right.
Yeah, me too. Like if I look at any like McFarlane illustrated book on an e-reader, it just doesn't look right for whatever reason.
Yeah, that could be totally a physical copy might just fix that problem. But like I said, it's not, even with that critique, it's not bad art.
No. And you can follow along pretty good, especially the scenes in the church.
He definitely paints the scenery with each cell. Like like I said, you can progress the story mentally without words really at all.
Yeah,
I think it's very well done in that arena. So overall, like I definitely liked the book. I would say it came across as a pretty mature comic. I wouldn't be shocked if I saw it in any of the big name brand. Like if it was a DC or a Marvel book or an Image book, it wouldn't shock me at all.
No. And it's the writing is good, obviously. Frank fucking kills it. Yeah, I was very impressed. This was great. It took me a while to get around to finally reading it, even though I've had it for a while. Sorry, Frank. But quarantine life and still working sucks. So it's it was a good thing to come home to the other night and knowing that I could read it, and I was finally like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Again, just to wrap it up, overall I think the book does what it set out to do. It's super compelling, just the idea, and I hope he continues to progress it. It seems to me to be like a book that could be open-ended, but it seems like it also could have an ending set out already in mind, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what he plans to do with that, but either or I think would be perfectly fine. Like I said, I plan on continuing to read the book.
Yeah.
It is just like, overall, it is just fun. Like you get to watch this chick beat the shit out of vampires,
Who doesn't fucking love that, man?
For whatever reason, she has the ability to do so.
I mean, beating up vampires has kind of become its own genre in genres, I feel. Yeah. There's so many like it, and they're all great.
And I definitely, absolutely think it's the right way to go about it. The campy, it's a serious, but it's taken from I don't know exactly what to say. It's not over the top serious vibe. Is my favorite way of dealing like the vampire genre.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it's like the movie Vampires where they're like a team and it's like retarded, but the way they kill vampires. To me, like that is like the way that you do vampire stuff when it's like super serious, it can be cool. Like Dracula obviously has its place, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not the most compelling to me. Right.
Yeah.
I definitely like this book. I definitely think it falls into that like perfect little area of it's fun, it's cool. It has an anti-drug message, I suppose.
It's anti-drug messages. Here, look at how fucking horrible it is when you do them.
Yeah, sometimes your boyfriend gets turned into a vampire and you have to kill him. Yeah,
feels good.
Don't do
good
it.
Feeling.
All right, man. So I think that wraps it up for you.
Absolutely. Do we outro these? I don't remember.
Probably can outro them to some degree. This was Shooting the Shit with Tim and Doyle. We were talking about No Heroine. Check it out. I'm pretty sure you can order it through any of your brick and mortar stores once they start getting comics again, or find it online.
Yeah, you can check out a lot of the information on the book at SourcePoint Press's website. Kill me for not knowing, but I know they have one. You can also follow Frank and SourcePoint Press on Facebook as well. That's Frank Gogol, Gogol.
Yes, not Google.
Yeah, not Google.
Just what I thought his last name was like a long time ago.
Gogol. Yeah, okay. Just trying to make sure I spelt it right myself. Shit.
This has been a subproduct of Thinking Outside the Longbox at Barren Space Productions. You can check us out anywhere that Google, not Gogol, will take you. And hopefully you will give us your money on the Patreons and your support on any of your favorite podcast listening apps, whether it be iTunes or whatever, Stitcher, I don't know, there's a bunch of them. So hit us up anytime you want via the Facebook or phone or whatever, and we'd love to hear from you guys. Love to hear any other topics you might want to hear us discuss. Until then, we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.